ఇక అప్డేట్స్ చూస్తే భారత ఉపరాష్ట్రపతిగా వెంకయ్య నాయుడు 3 ఏళ్ల పదవీ కాలాన్ని పూర్తి చేసుకున్నారు. ఈ 3 ఏళ్ల కాలంలో ఆయన ఎన్నో కార్యక్రమాలు నిర్వహించడంతో పాటు ఎన్నో కార్యక్రమాల్లో పాల్గొన్నారు. వెంకయ్య నాయుడు తన పనితీరుతో ఉపరాష్ట్రపతి పదవికే వన్నె తెచ్చారని పేర్కొన్నారు కేంద్ర రక్షణ శాఖ మంత్రి రాజ్నాథ్ సింగ్. ఈ సందర్భంగా వెంకయ్య నాయుడు రాసిన పుస్తకాన్ని ఆవిష్కరించారు.
This has been a very revealing and rewarding experience for me, interaction with these people. As the scale of viral infection kept growing and the myths and misinformation finding wider currency, I was keen to share verified and authentic information regarding the virus, its spread and disease, the precautions to be taken both to prevent it and overcome it also. I was keen to make the people not to panic and instead make only a few changes in their daily habits. Social media came handy in this regard. I posted around 350 tweets and 55 Facebook posts since April this year. I made a good use of the time available to read widely, to enrich my knowledge. Parliamentary debates, Constituent Assembly debates, the freedom struggle, contribution made by various heroes, various hues of thought, how they have all taken up this mission to get freedom to our country. That has really enhanced my stamina, my strength and knowledge. I try to pass it on to the younger generation through my articles in the newspapers, both in the print as well as social media. In essence, the coronavirus-induced confinement kept me more busy and engaged than before. I was restive earlier. Initially, I was telling my secretary and other staff, what is this, how long we have to sit like this. The first time in my life I can share with the people of the country. The first time in my life that I stayed in a place for more than 4 days. Any time since 1977. I always used to move, meet, as Rajnath Singh was telling, I used to enjoy going to one state in the morning, another state in the afternoon, and reach a night destination to the other place. And I used to enjoy it. These engagements in this virus, of course, kept me busy. The outcomes of this mission connect as the Vice President of India cannot really be quantified as there are no ways to do so. I now come to my role as the chairman of Rajya Sabha with the hope to share with you some numbers to know if anything has changed during the last 3 years. In our polity, the public discourse on many issues is not often based on evidence. This applies to the debate and the functioning of the parliament, including the Rajya Sabha. Last year, I have commissioned, I told my officers, senior officers, to make an analysis of the functioning of the Rajya Sabha since it came into being in 1952. This first of its kind effort to lead some major revelations. Out of the last 68 years, the governments of the day did not have a majority in Rajya Sabha. For 39 years. Out of 68 years, 39 years the ruling party of the day did not have a majority in Rajya Sabha. Including a stretch of last 31 years, the governments of the day did not have a majority. This statistics is important as the composition of the House has a bearing on its functioning. The time spent on passing the government bills have remained almost the same over the years. However, the time spent on ensuring the accountability of the executive of the day through instruments including question hour has shown a disturbing declining trend over the years. The time spent on the deliberative functioning of the House has been increasing, reaching a record high of 36% of the total time of the House, now as against 28% during 2004 and 14. With our collective efforts, we could take it to 36%. The discussing about various legislation. More importantly, the productivity of the House has been steadily declining over the last 25 years. To further illustrate this declining productivity, Rajya Sabha has clocked annual productivity of 100% only once in 99 during the last 20 years. As a member of the Rajya Sabha for 19 years, I am aware of the limitations and the frustration of large section of the House over persistent disruptions. As the chairman, I ventured over the last 3 years to make a difference by adopting different ways of outreach to all concerned, including groups, parties, individually, collectively also. Since assuming the office of chairman of Rajya Sabha, I have presided over 8 sessions, beginning with the 244th session. The average productivity of the House during this period comes to 65.50%. Session-wise, 4 of the 8 sessions have clocked a good productivity. It was 73% during the 246th session, 104% during the 249th session, 99% during the historic 250th session, and 76% during the last 251st session. As you know, the last 3 years the Rajya Sabha functioned for over 1 year under the shadow of elections. In the run-up to the general elections 2019. This impacted the functioning of the House, showing the productivity of 28.90% during the 245th session, 27.30 during the 247th session, and a low of 6.80 during the 248th session. As a result, the Rajya Sabha has clocked annual average productivity of 35.75% during the 2018, the lowest ever. However, I did not let my optimism desert me and persisted with my mission for change. I am happy to report to the nation that my mission for change have clocked a productivity of 78.42% in 2019, the best since 2010. The consistently high productivity during the last 3 sessions is a certain indication of winds of change. That's where this word of changing comes. During the last 3 years, Rajya Sabha passed around 93 bills, including several far-reaching ones. 60 bills amounting to 65% of the total were passed during the last 3 sessions. This further supports the visible winds of change in the form of improved legislative output. This has to be noted. The functioning of the 8 department-related standing committees of Rajya Sabha has been another area of my concern. I have been sharing the same with the chairman of those committees and leaders of various parties. I am happy to report that the average attendance in the meetings of these committees have for the first time crossed over 50% during 19 and 20. It has been 50.73% as against the average attendance of 42.29% earlier. Also, number of meetings held without quorum has fallen from 38.77% during 2018 to 10.20% during 1920. There is a marked improvement. The number of meetings with over 50% attendance increased from 14.28% to 51.02% during this period. This is yet another confirmation of the winds of change that I was referring to. My dear friends, dispelling the apprehensions voiced in the Constituent Assembly over the need for a Rajya Sabha, this august institution has functioned as a constructive partner in legislating for the country's transformation over the last 7 decades. In line with this spirit, despite composition of the House and stated positions, Rajya Sabha has recently passed certain major bills like the Triple Talaq Bill, the Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Bill, which is historic, and the Citizenship Amendment Bill. The House has also witnessed quite a few quality debates and also discussions. Amidst the winds of change, I am aware that about 1/3 of the valuable functional time of the House was lost due to disruptions during the last 8 sessions. Collectively, all sections of the House need to strive to bring down this disruption quotient. This is my area of concern. There is an improvement, but I am not still fully satisfied because there is scope for further improvement. The expectations of the people are very high, and we are the house of elders. So we must set up standards and live up to the expectations of the people. Whatever change was visible in the functioning of the Rajya Sabha, it was an account of understanding shown and cooperation extended by the leaders and members of various parties. I compliment all of them for the same and urge them to do even more. We need to ensure that our parliament and legislatures become more vibrant and robust by raising the standards and qualities of debates, as also by adopting a constructive approach. As we are all close to celebrating the 75th year of the independence of India, our great nation, in 2022, all of us need to remind ourselves of the inspiring ideals of the freedom struggle espoused by Mahatma Gandhi and other great leaders. All individuals and the institutions, including the legislature, shall resolve to do their best to keep up our nation in the forefront of the world leaders, given our innate potential and capabilities to be so. This is my appeal to the people. In the last few years, the government have launched several initiatives to improve the ecosystem of governance, the innovation, and the entrepreneurship, besides removing various hurdles adversely impacting different sectors. Greater emphasis is being laid on building a knowledge society through promotion of science, research, and excellence. The quest for excellence is seen in various levels of governance and among the people. The youth of the country must be motivated to join the developmental path more aggressively. That is the reason for my regular interaction with the youth of the country. While our scientists and researchers must come up with innovations and out-of-box concepts and solutions that address like climate challenge to make our life better and happy. They must focus on making the lives of the people not only comfortable but make happy. Science must also be used to make agriculture more productive and create greater wealth for farmers and the nation. The revamping of education by implementing new educational policy will pave the way for a new India. Education is the foundation of nation building. We should ensure that children and youth of the country remain rooted to the Indian ethos and learn as many languages as possible, especially the mother tongue. That's why I always say mother tongue, motherland, and the mentor. They should always guide us. They are the motivating spirit. We should respect them, promote them, propagate them. Language should be a catalyst for inclusive development. We in India are fortunate to be heirs to a great linguistic tradition. Our country is a linguistic treasure house. Ours is a nation that is widely acknowledged for its extraordinary linguistic and cultural diversity. The plurality and coexistence of multiple languages add color and vitality to our country and make it unique. Our languages are a repository of our collective knowledge and wisdom, which we have amassed over the course of the long journey of our vibrant civilization. We need to preserve our language and culture. We must start by offering in our schools a curriculum in which the mother tongue of the learners is the medium of instruction, at least at primary level, as suggested by the new education policy. I would like to compliment Sri Kasturi Rangan committee, the members, and also the present government and the minister and the secretary and all concerned who are trying to take it forward. Because education in mother tongue lays the foundation. That's why I always give simple example to the people. There is a debate going on whether we should learn English. Is it not necessary? Yes, English is also necessary. But mother tongue is a must. See, mother tongue like is your eyes. The other language is like spectacles. If you have eyesight, the spectacles will improve Otherwise, you will not be able to see anything. That is the importance of the mother tongue. So it's time the government of India, state governments, private sector, all apply their mind, including the parents, to focus the attention on imparting primary education in the mother tongue. We need to work with renewed vigor in trying to reach goals set by us and ensuring various institutions become more robust and effective in discharging these functions. All efforts shall be made to realize the target set for 2022 by the government, besides meeting the sustainable development goals by 2030 set by the United Nations. These goals, as I outlined earlier, were set by the government, by the country. What are the goals by 2022? So everybody, all the stakeholders must focus their attention in realizing the target. 2022 is not far away. And 2030 also is not far away. Sustainable development, the planet must live in happiness, in harmony, in prosperity, with love and affection. For that, sustainable development goals are very important. Poverty, illiteracy, inequality, gender discrimination, corruption, and all other social evils shall be eradicated at the earliest through collective efforts. Mere governmental efforts alone will not suffice. All of us should join together. And one has to bridge the urban-rural divide and ensure that fruits of development reach everyone. जो अंतिम पंक्ति में बैठे उनका उत्थान पहले होना चाहिए. महात्मा गांधी जी ने कहा, अंबेडकर जी ने कहा और दीनदयाल जी ने कहा. Let us convert hard-won Swaraj into an all-encompassing Swaraj, good governance. Let us convert Swaraj into Suraj. In the present world order, it is the economic power built on its various supporting pillars that gives the space and voice to influence the course of events at global level. Our country should realize its potential. Economic